Southeastern Bowhunter Podcast.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Southeastern Bowhunter Podcast. Look, you've already seen the title. You already know what it is. This episode is going to be with the boys from the Bowhunting League. And, they reached out a few months ago and wanted to get on the podcast. And I've actually been wanting to get them on for a couple of years now. But, I just always seem to forget or I get sidetracked. And then, the day I planned on doing it, it just didn't work out. I honestly never even reached out, which I should have. But this episode is going to be really good. So if you don't know what the Bowhunting League is, this is the episode for you. If you want to get involved with it, it's very simple. There's still time. And yeah, man, it's a great thing these guys are doing. And I'm very excited for this episode. So before we get started, as you know, we got to do our partners. First up is going to be the Boutique. Look, man, we kind of have a little something in the works. I haven't seen any designs yet, but let's just say your boy is going to be getting some custom arrow wraps made and arrows built by Mr. Michael Stonebreaker over at the Boutique. Very excited to see what that is. I'm kind of just going to tell him like, hey, here's the arrows, do with them what you want. Surprise me. So I'm really looking forward to that. He can literally create anything you want on an arrow wrap. He'll build arrows for you, obviously. And dude, he's just a really good dude. It's a great company, great quality product. The wraps are super light. And look, man, all the wraps I've been running the past couple months have been from him. And, so I'm very thankful that he wanted to partner with the podcast. Obviously, that was a yes on my end. Michael is a really good dude and just great company. So if you go over to theboutiquellc.com, Michael, I'm sorry if that's not right. But just look up the Boutique on Instagram and Facebook. You'll get to see all the things that he makes. He comes out with new stuff like every other day. And, if you go to that website and you see some stuff you like or you want to place a custom order, go ahead and do that. And then at shipping, use the code SEBHP for free shipping. Michael's kind enough to do that. So really awesome company, really awesome dude. Next up is going to be Osseo Gear. Yeah, man, they're actually running a preseason sale right now. It's 30% off. You can go on their website, just use preseason 30. That saves you 30%. And if you already go on the stuff that I believe is marked down, you can use our code SEBH to save an extra 15%. Thor just did it, and he saved a lot of money. He is going to be running Osseo this year as well. So remember, SEBH, that saves you 15%. Osseo Gear is a great camo company. We're very blessed to be working with them. Been talking with Joe here and there. And yeah, man, I know that Osseo is actually partnered up with the Bowhunting League. They're doing a giveaway, or not a giveaway, but they're doing like a prize package or whatever. I'm sure we'll touch on that. Next up is going to be Summit Tree Stands. Dude, there's some really cool stuff happening on one of my private spots that has trike on it. Definitely confirmed that the people who are family, but they're not moving. I thought they were going to be moving and they're not. So that means I get to go back in the tree I was in last year. Super comfortable in it. And I know it's going to be even more comfortable with my Dual Threat Pro SD. That is the tree stand of my choice for this season. Jake over at Summit was kind enough to kind of put it in their ear. I've been pushing Summit for a couple of years now, and I've been using it since I started hunting, and never failed me. Great company, great product. So, if you're kind of behind and you want to go find a new tree stand, I highly recommend the Dual Threat Pro SD. If that one's not your style, they also have the Open Shot, and then they have the basic Summit Viper that everybody loves. So whenever you go to that website and you check out what you want, whether it's accessories, a new tree stand, a new harness, anything, use the code SEBH15 to save 15%. You guys have been killing it. Keep it going. Next up is going to be Scout Tech. Dude, Thor just got some Scout Tech cameras. Brock just got a Scout Tech camera. Scout Tech is branching out and they are growing, and I am so happy to see that. Their cameras are second to none. Honestly, my camera has been blowing up all day with pictures of trike and the other does and all that stuff. And, there's going to be more to come from that. Hopefully opening season or opening day. I'm able to put them down, and where the camera is going to be set up, you should be able to see me behind him when I shoot. So we'll see how that goes. But their camera quality is fantastic. Everything about that company is great. Ryan is a really good dude. He's always willing to help anybody that needs it. And we're just very blessed to be working with them. Next up is going to be Ace Hardware and Social Circle. As you know, those are my boys. They're my local shop that I take my bow to if I need a quick fix. And they never disappoint. seriously, my bow is shooting amazing now. I've got my arrows built and my new Rip TKOs with some hybrid 26 AAE fletchings with a max helical, which a lot of people are like, oh, you're going to go parachuting. Yeah, I might at longer distances, but I'm not shooting any further than 40, maybe 50. And I've already shot that, and there is no bad flight at all. So the next step is broadheads, which we will get to here in a second. But thank you, Ace, for everything you do. Thanks for supporting the podcast, and thanks for just being really good dudes who do really good work. Next up, speaking of good work, is going to be Bergie Bowsmith. That man is a wizard when it comes to bows. We have some stuff coming for 2025 that I can't wait to talk to you guys about. But for now, man, it's Bergie has been instrumental in me learning more about archery and about tuning my bow and broadheads and arrows and all this other stuff that it honestly, there was a lot more to it that I didn't know. And there's still a lot more that I don't know. I'm sure I'll ask him questions as time goes on. But Bergie's just a really good dude. He does amazing work with bows. The man can tune any bow. He can literally get a bullet hole with a bear shaft with any bow out to 15 yards, and it's absolutely insane. So go check him out, Bergie Bowsmith on Instagram, Facebook. I think he has a website, but I'm blanking. So sorry, Bergie. But yeah, man, he's a really good dude, does great work, and very blessed to be working with him. Next up will be VPA. I actually just screwed on both my S7 and my Omegas onto my arrows. I will be testing the broadheads later this week to make sure there's no extra tuning I have to do, but knowing how Ace does, I won't have to. But even if I do, those broadheads are going to hit their mark and they're not going to disappoint. They are single bevel, and VPA actually just came out with the new Omega with bleeders, which we will be talking about in their episode when they come on. John Lusk actually just did an episode or a video on testing those, and they did amazing. So yeah, man, go check them out. Go to VPA on all social medias. Go to vparchery.com to check out the 70 different broadheads you can choose from that they have. And when you pick what you want at checkout, use SEBH10 to save 10%. I mean, we're trying to save you guys some money here. Next up is going to be Dialed Archery. If you can't see it in the video, it's kind of hidden a little bit. Sorry about that. But I'm running the Dialed Arxos. Best bow sight I've ever used. It's super simple to sight in. It took me 5 minutes the other day when I sighted my bow back in after getting it back, fixing the arrow flight issues that I had. And dude, I mean, seriously, it is an amazing sight. So many different options, so many things you can do. Scott and Taylor and those guys over there are just awesome dudes. And I can't honestly wait to get them back on or really get Scott on again. I need to get Taylor on. But yeah, man, Dialed Archery is in my opinion, taking the archery world by storm. So go to dialedarchery.com, check out the Arxos, see all the different things that they have. And yeah, man, go pick out your site. Last but not least is going to be Camo Dust. I talked to Chris earlier this week, told him, hey, man, sorry I haven't been putting you in the intros. That's my fault. I didn't have a list. I'm actually, if you can see the video, I'm kind of looking at a list of everybody because I just don't want to miss anyone. And he was very thankful, and I'm very thankful for him because the product that he makes is second to none, dude. It is the best scent cover that I've ever used. We are going to be doing an episode later this fall for those of you who are new to it. You can go listen to the old episode that we did, but this stuff's going to be some updated stuff. I'm sure that there's some new things coming from Camo Dust, and I can't wait to see what it is. So great product. Never been winded with it except one time where I didn't do it right. That's the biggest thing with Camo Dust is you have to do it right. If you don't, I mean, it'll work good, but it won't work to the level that it's supposed to and the level that you want. But I mean, it's really simple. So yeah, man, that's all the partners. Thank you to everybody who helps make this podcast happen. But I have to give thanks to the only one who truly makes it happen, and that is Jesus Christ. This is kind of a long intro. I'm sorry, guys, but it's been a rough week. Monday started with Jessica getting rear-ended in her brand new Jeep. I was 3 hours away, instantly left work, was hauling ass down the highway, and thankfully she was okay. The car that hit her, thankfully that person was okay, but the car that hit her was destroyed, and her Jeep held up so well. And I give all of that to God that he kept her safe. That is one small thing in a pool of things that has been happening this summer. I don't know what it is. I don't know why we keep getting hit with stuff, but we persevere through it, and we can only do that with the love and grace of Jesus. I mean, that is the central point of my life. Yeah, hunting is extremely important. Family is extremely important. But family is a close second when it comes down to the love that I have for Jesus and what he has to offer. Because when you give your life to him, dude, everything changes. And yeah, you're going to hit hard times. It's going to happen. Look at what's happening with the world right now. You can look at it pessimistically and be negative, or you can know that at the end of this, on the other side, through all the tough times, things are going to be so much better. That's not a political statement. That is just a life statement. And I have been seeing that honestly more this summer than I probably would have liked. But without him, man, none of this would be possible. So I'm not trying to push it down your throat. I'm not going to get super preachy. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. Those of you who have listened to this podcast from day one know there's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of growth. And I plan on keeping that going. We also are going to be doing these on Tuesdays for those who didn't know. I did make a post about it. Doesn't really have anything to do with what I was talking about, but just thought I'd tell you guys. So, yeah, man, if you guys don't know Jesus, I just highly recommend that you give him a try. Please just open your mind to it, open your heart to it, and I promise you won't be disappointed. Like I said, we will go through tough times, but with him at our side, there's nothing you can't get through. So now that that's all over with, thank you guys for listening to this episode. Thanks to everybody who subscribes to the YouTube, who follows us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. This episode is going to be a good one, and I'm really excited to get it started with the boys from the Bowhunting League. So enough talking, let's get into it. We got the Bowhunting League crew here. There's 3 guests, which is probably the first time I think I've ever done this. So if it's a little crazy, then I just hope y'all enjoy it. But if you don't know what the Bowhunting League is, it's probably one of the coolest things to come out of hunting that I've seen in the past few years. I've been in it for, gosh, let's see. I think I've been in it now for 2 years, and it's really changing the game. I think the things that they do, the prizes you can get, the way they bring a bunch of hunters from across the entire country together. It's kind of my way of being, pushed to try harder for a big deer. So before we dive into everything that you guys are about, let's do a little bit of a roll call for everyone who's listening, everyone who's on here. I don't know where you guys want to start, whoever wants to go first, but who's with us in this episode, guys?
Introduce everybody, Brad.
All right. Well, I'm Brad Collins. I do some social media stuff with the Bowhunting League, and then there's Ben. He's the Mac Daddy, and then Cam James. I don't necessarily know if we've ever met or talked for a whole lot.
I was gonna say this is our first time on being on anything together, Brad.
Okay.
So yeah, a little bit of an interesting dynamic there. If you don't care, Brad, I'll just say I met Ben. What was that, Ben? Probably January-ish, February.
Yeah, we talked a little bit, but yeah, just formally met. We met in March at the Iowa Deer Classic.
Yeah. And since then, just basically took on a lot of the media stuff and helping Ben with some sponsors. And I've got a pretty intense background in all of that. That's my day job per se. But yeah, we've been working together for 6 months now or so, and really enjoying it so far.
That's kind of crazy. Like the league itself has so many people helping that we don't even really know who's all doing it together.
Yeah, these 2 guys, I'll tell you, these 2 guys have really cranked up working, with the league and stuff this year. We didn't have a ton of guys doing content stuff, and I'll keep this brief if I can, because I tend to elaborate way too many details. But everybody that works with us starts off as a volunteer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know we didn't talk about anything about the league, but if you got, and this is just kind of a broad scope, if there's something you guys see out there that you enjoy or you like, in order to keep these things going, you may have to step up and participate or contribute some. And if you can't contribute on a volunteer level, if you like work that somebody's doing, or you like listening to podcasts, or if you like, following somebody, their seasons and stuff, give those guys a share, give them a shout out, do those things, because if you don't, they go away. And that's what's been so great about the league is we've had awesome volunteers help that keep the league going. But just as far as participants, I don't know if there's anything folks can participate in without it costing them anything, and they can come and go as they please, and we don't expect anything out of them other than them just to have a decent attitude. You know what I'm saying? But these two guys are really helping a lot. Cam's doing tons of editing for us, and Cam's doing something every day. Brad's got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe for the season, and he works with one of our sponsors, Genesis 3D, and he's going to do some good work for them. But like I said, it's they jumped up and said, "Hey, I want to help," and that's just with things that if you guys enjoy stuff like this, is anybody that's listening, like if there's something you enjoy watching or see, make sure you support them in whatever way you can if you want those things to continue, because what happens is when they stop, they never come back. And then you'll say, man, I missed that, or that was cool, they should have kept that going, that was a good thing. And don't blame them, like say, well, what could I have done, but anyway. But I appreciate these guys jumping on tonight. They're huge supporters, and it takes a whole team to keep this going, and they're big parts of it.
Yeah, I mean, what you guys have done, dude, honestly, like I heard about y'all through my buddy Paul Cineground a couple of years
Paul.
ago. Yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
he's been a huge help. I mean, he taught me a lot of stuff because I've only been hunting since 2019, right? Like I've been into it my entire life, but my whole family, my uncle did it, and he was a great deer hunter, but he never let me go with him. And he was hunting up in like Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, all that stuff. So I didn't really grow up hunting. So when I got to know Paul through work, he kind of was telling me, hey, dude, check out Bowhunting League. And how long have you guys been around? Because I want to get into like the whole thing for people who don't understand what it is. And for those who are like, oh, I'll never kill anything big enough, I'm not going to spend my time. Like, how long have y'all been around? Because for my recollection, I want to say I heard about it in 2022.
Yeah. So we started the deer contest, and that is 90% of the Bowhunting League is the deer contest. And we started it in 2015. So this is our 10th season. And, and it started off with, I think we had 9 teams, and we started off with 5-man teams, and we got rid of that after year 3 and moved to 3-man teams, just easier for guys to link up. But we started off with 9 teams the first year.
Wow, that was great. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that was really cool to me is like, especially being as new, because I started the podcast in 2022 and killed my biggest buck back here on the wall in 2022. And he was my first deer with a bow. And, obviously post on Facebook is cool, whatever. Family is like, oh, that's a great deer. But then I think it was either Paul or myself, I don't remember. One of us posted it on the league because we were in a team at that point. And I think didn't you guys have like a first bow deer or first bow buck category or something?
We've done different things, and that was probably a little side thread. That's a great idea. We'll bring that back this year.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy for us to do that stuff just because we can be relaxed and laid back. But no, I remember us doing those threads. Yeah.
Yeah, it got me more fired up because it was like, oh, now all these people are seeing this deer. I'm hearing great things about it. It's a side of social media that a lot of people in the hunting community don't even get to see these days. And that's one thing you guys push that I am 100% behind, is just positive feedback and just people being like, hey, dude, you killed a forky. It's your first deer. Awesome buck. Rather than some of the stuff you see where it's like, oh, you killed a forky. Why'd you let him walk? And they don't even know the story, So, all right. So I want to hear how Bowhunting League started and what it is exactly. Because like I said earlier, I know a lot of people that just think it's, you know, guys in Iowa killing 200-inch deer every single year, and there's no chance that, you know, us guys in Georgia are going to win. But I know that's not true. So what exactly is all of it?
I'll fill in on the old stuff, and then I'll have Brad and Cam talk about the newer stuff and their
Okay.
experience and stuff too. That way, it's just not me talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Because I'll do that. I'll just get on tangent and won't stop. So we started everything. Okay, so forums. All right, they used to be huge, right? 10 years ago, they were a big deal. Really before Facebook took off and all those things. So forums. I was in these free deer contests, and what they would do is they randomize people that signed up in the forums. Archery Talk and Bowhunting.com were the two biggest ones that I would get in. And I met some awesome folks through those deer teams. Now, and when I say that, I hunted with some of them. Like I was probably some of the first people. I feel like I don't know of anybody else that was trading hunts in the forums. I really don't. Like I mean, it's hard to push through and get that kind of networking going. Just because I was broke, man. Like I didn't have any way of like going and seeing. Like it was enough for me just to get to another state, and I had nowhere to start, no idea where to start. Didn't have anywhere to stay. All these things, right?
Mhm.
All the core values that the league has have showed up from even the basic things that I started doing in those contests. So the only thing I didn't like about those contests was once gun season would start rolling in, you know, middle of November, most states, those teams would like the activity would just plummet. And then you'd have guys start posting gun deer, and it just kills morale. And I was like, but there was always like a core on these teams that I've been on back there, 12, 13 years ago, that were bow only guys. So we would all keep each other motivated, but it just like I just cannot stand having gun hunters on my team. Nothing wrong with gun hunting. That's something we want to do, but I just didn't want them on my team.
Yeah.
So I actually got in trouble with Justin Czar. He's one of the main guys at Bowhunting.com. He has no idea that he did this. I'm sure he had to do this to a bunch of people, but I was giving one of my teammates a really hard time, and he got beckoned into there, and he got in there telling me I was trying to put me in my place. Whatever, he's wrong. It's fine. And so anyway, but he's a nice guy. Anyway, I don't even know why I got on that. But I saw something. I was like, I want a scenario where I can create my own team. I was like, and I talked to my buddies. We were all hunting Tennessee. We were all successful. Like we would all kill bucks, but we were like, we could make a good run at it. It's like it's gonna be hard for 5 guys to all kill a buck. Well, so we started the contest. It was very rudimentary, like just was very basic, very hard to manage. But yeah, just started it, told guys, hey, you're gonna team up and stuff. They're like, we gonna win anything? Nope. And like we had no prizes then, and just got going. And move forward to now. So last 2 years we've had over 1,000 teams sign up of 3. Folks from all over the place. We don't restrict where guys can hunt. We say team up with guys from anywhere. They don't have to be in your state. This goes, a lot of you southeastern guys. A lot of my bucks come from Tennessee. My team had finished 8th place last year, and we had 2 Tennessee bucks and Ohio bucks. So like, it's just not it's you're not out of the game immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I like to a lot of time. So I said it's free deer contest, lots of prizes. Okay, and then I'll let these guys talk too. But like, this is for the southeastern guy. This is for the lower Alabama. They call it LA some places. Your Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana guys. Okay, this is South Carolina. These guys I want to talk to. If you enjoy bow hunting, okay, and you like social media, so you have to have those two things, and you don't. It's not required, but I'm saying these guys are the ones that thrive in this. Okay, just sign up for this. It's not going to cost you a dime. We have free shirts for every single person that enters a buck. I don't give a shit if that buck is a spike with, barely legal 3-inch spikes to a, 200-inch deer. You're going to win a shirt. Okay. And I never do this, but I'm going to do this right now, just in light of some absolute bullshit that's going on right now that I'm seeing happen, and people are lying and lying and lying, and they can't stop lying. Show me anywhere that any company, because it's a company now, in a very whatever we are, like a very simple process. Show me any place right now that you can sign up for something for free. You can meet folks. People are gonna we're gonna try to make sure everybody has a good time. Get rid of the guys that aren't here to have a good time. If you kill a buck, you're going to win something. Guaranteed you're going to get something. Okay. Done. All right. And then you're also going to be entered into win thousands of dollars in prizes. Okay. If you support the sponsors that we have in a very simple way, not going to cost you anything extra. If you're already using the products, that's great. If you find a used one on Facebook Marketplace, that's great. We don't care. If you use the products of our sponsors, any of them, pick and choose, whatever. I don't care what you use. You get a chance to double your prizes. Okay. What I'm saying is, show me anything that comes close to that. Anything that's free.
There's nothing I can think of.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Everything's very expensive. Okay. And what we focus on, and that's the thing, our first focus is the user's experience. Okay. The hunter's experience. You can ask Brad, you can ask Cam. Both of them were in the contest before they ever started working with us. Okay. They had an opportunity to go through 2-3 years of cycling and not having good results. They didn't win anything. Why are they here? Why are they doing this stuff? They see how far it can go, and this is where we're at. We are inundated with American made products in our sponsorships. We're inundated with pro shops. Okay. Pro shops sponsor a state. We don't have all the states. We will at some point, but we're supporting all these small businesses. Guess what we can do with the free shirts? We're able to put the sponsors on the back of the shirt. It's going to be a sweet shirt, guys. I don't put out shit. Like, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to see all the sponsors on the back. Okay. What that does is all those shirts are going to get mailed out nationwide. So not only are we doing, able to take care of our guys, our league guys submitting bucks, they're getting stuff for free, getting entered to win thousands of dollars in prizes. I don't care what kind of deer it is. Shoot what you want to shoot. I don't care. I ain't going to ask you guys if I should shoot a deer or not. I ain't asking you guys if deer's too big, or, I mean, not too big, but too small or not old enough. Whatever. I don't care what y'all think about that. But, and I want y'all to, have the same experience. I want you to come enjoy yourself. But it's a way for us to help our sponsors get more exposure, in the best way we can think of is giving stuff away. And where everybody's getting hammered by literally everything. And everybody knows it's a damn struggle. Like, I don't give a crap how much money you make. Everything's so expensive. And whereas guys have better things to do than spend money on a deer contest, when they're just trying to feed their families. Come here, win something that's guilt-free. You don't have to sell it. You win something, and like I said, and you get you a shirt, and then you can show your kids, like, hey, like, oh, Dad won a shirt. He's a big deer hunter. It's cool. Yeah. It's just cool. Like, share and bring the kids, bring the wife, like, what I'm saying, bring the whole damn family. But I'm off my soapbox, but I just like it's such a big deal. Like I've dreamed about this, being able to give something to every single person that participates. Like I've dreamed about this for years, and it is I have spent an unbelievable amount of time doing this thing. Literally every waking moment of my life of the last 10 years has been ate up with this. And now it's coming to fruition in our 10th season. And literally, guys, I think we're about to hit a level at a point in time where everybody else is fucking quitting. Sorry. Everybody
You're
else is
good,
quitting, dude. These guys are quitting. I'm watching people quit. There's the passions and stuff. And it just like, I'm just like, dadgummit, I've got to give other folks somewhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, if these guys keep quitting and people, do things for the wrong reasons, then the good guys don't have anywhere to go. Well, I'm always going to have a place for them to go. And they can come and go as they please. I don't care. But we're always going to be here. That's all. Sorry. I've got some stuff. Like I've seen some stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, we can do a lot better. Like we just can.
Yeah.
We can, have set a great example for our kids. We can set a great example for, people that, that maybe not even necessarily look up to you, but look at you, that watch you, that observe.
Yeah.
Maybe imitate, maybe a little bit, maybe look for a little bit of guidance, maybe need mentorship. We can all do better. And this is just, and I'm stopping right here. That was just I just wanted to say that because it's a huge deal to me to be able to do that stuff. And I 100% could not do any of that without our sponsors. And we're doing a great job supporting them. And it is amazing to see them grow and thrive. And like I said, I'm off my box. I'm gonna shut up. But I'm tickled to death. I'm tickled to death that you worked with Brad to get us on here.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time, and I'm very thankful that you allowed us come on here.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, what's bad is I've been wanting to reach out to y'all for like, I don't know, 2 years since I've been doing this, but I always am like, I have a list of people I want to reach out to in my head, and then I reach out to like 5 and I forget the rest of them. And it's just, so I'm glad that all this worked out. Honestly, I'm saying Ben Harrison 2024 because that speech right there got me fired up. I'm hyped. I'm so excited to see what comes from this. Like, and I already know what's going to happen. Like I've seen it grow more as the years have gone on, just as long as I've been doing it. And I saw that you guys just had Osseo kind of, I guess, come in and partner up, which I'm partnered with them. So I saw that and was like, okay, I need to reach out to Joe and be like, finally. But
Joe
man.
came on board last year.
Oh, he did?
And yep, he did. And see, I'm just slow rolling our prize stuff just to where I can get stuff out there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like even you being involved, social media makes it so like it's so painful to communicate. Like it is, and the thing is, and we're just so many distractions. And that's why I was like, we need to create an overall prize list, get slow roll these things out. Like, a lot of this can see a lot of familiar names, but it's like, yeah, we've got to have we like Cam has been incredible on helping me execute small things and like give us a little more structure here and there because he's been watching it for years and he's like, hey, we need to do this. This is something that people ask me, and I'm like, great, like, and that's the thing, like, but yeah, that's all. Yeah, we got, Joe's amazing. He's a killer, and that's what we want is authentic, real dudes. Like that's what we want.
Well, I'm pretty sure out of the 50,000 people in that group, you probably have a few. So, and just even to say that number is insane. I mean, that's a huge number. Even if it's only 3,000 people in the actual event, I mean, you're reaching 100,000 people. That's crazy. So, I mean, I could even go on a rant about that, but we'll be here all night. So, so Kay and Brad, what's new? We got the origin story. What is new? Like, what can everybody expect to see from Bowhunting League this year?
Brad, you wanna start or you
Yeah, I can. I'll say like
run with
a
it,
little bit
brother?
of my backstory. Uh, I started the league in 2019. Me and Ben met through another podcast. Uh, in a Snapchat group with Thor and Paul.
My boy.
So we've all kind of been around each other for a while. And that first year, I shot the biggest deer of my life as well. So that was pretty cool. But since then, I've kind of, like Ben said, I've had people come and go, and finally linked up with a couple people that want to bow hunt year round, which is great. Um, Last year, like Ben said, his team was eighth, and they're the OGs, right? They're the original guys. Uh, I finished 56th, and with 300-inch deer. So you don't have to kill, uh, you don't have to kill 180s to be anywhere in that leaderboard. Now, obviously, you want to be up in the top 10. Ben had 180-inch deer and only got eight. So, you start bringing that into it. You got to start getting in the game. But the rest of us down low, we stay for the other things, which are the camaraderie and just different things you can get out of the league, which you've kind of seen yourself. But this year's difference is we went back to the doe patrol, right? We used to have a first or second year I was in, we had a weight, doe weight per state. Last year we flexed to as many doe as one person could kill. And in case you're wondering, the southern entry was 20. I don't know if it was 22, I think is what Justin killed, something like that. And that's one person, right? So this year we flipped it from single person to teams, which gives everybody on the team a fighting chance. You got one guy in Justin that kills 20 doe, and you got his other two team. I'm not saying this is the case, but his other two teammates don't kill any doe. Now you got me who kills seven, and my other teammate who kills seven, and my other teammate who kills seven. Well, now we just beat Justin and his team because they didn't do it out. So it makes it a little more realistic. And Ben, is that north and south again, or is that overall?
So it's just all going to be lumped in as overall for the team stuff because we wanted it to align with the deer contest. But while we're sitting here thinking, and like just chatting and stuff, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, you know what? It's super easy for us to pull it off and do a prize for the guy that kills the most does in each state. It's very easy for me to do that.
Not a bad idea.
For us to track. So game on. Because I know there's so many guys out there that will be lucky if they see a 120, right? But there's a lot of them but a lot of guys feed their families. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna figure something out. It'll be good. Right now, what I'm looking at, I know a company that would be great for it, but I got to sell them on it. But right now, I know I could do a gift card to the store. We could do a gift card to the store, and they could win some more swag. We'll definitely do something like that. But I was like, what? How can we do it? How can we really elevate the doe contest? And that's it.
Yeah, because that's all I was a part of last year. I tried killing a buck, and I'm sure my team is probably like 999. Honestly, I did not deliver for Paul and Doc.
Poor Paul.
Yeah, hopefully this year I can get Thor and my buddy Josh somewhere because the deer this year are just. I've literally got one trained like a dog. Every time I drive out there with my truck, put feet out, he's there 30 minutes after, and it's like,
wow,
this is gonna be too easy, man. But
that's how you got
to write that down,
off.
Cam. Write that down.
Dude,
I did.
It's out here now. I've got enough text threads.
I sent you, Ben, just notes on. I got a good idea too for the most doe per state on someone we've talked to. If we can get him to lock in with us.
There we go.
Look at that, growing in real time. I love it.
And that's another thing about the league is it's constantly like, if you got a suggestion, and it kind of Ben touched that on in the beginning, you got a suggestion, bring it up. And in the inner workings of things, it's going to get talked about. It's going to get discussed. It might not happen right now, and the cogs all got to meet up. But it's constantly evolving. And that's the best part about it. Is a guy who's, biggest buck ever is a 140-inch deer. I'm obviously not in the top 10. I'm not running the King of Tines, but at the same time, I have a lot of fun and I have a lot of passion for the league. And then, obviously this year it's turned into me helping out, which is cool too. But
Yeah, I mean,
Cam, if
that's
you
one
want to,
thing.
obviously you got deeper in the sponsors, you can take over
Yeah,
there.
well, and the sponsors got to be happy, man. But that's one thing about the league that I love is like you can really go at it from a couple different angles. Like I'm very competitive, but I also know my limits. I know what's here. Like the biggest deer I've seen on the hoof in Georgia was maybe 160, 170, if that. And that was like a diamond, dude, like a deer I'll never see again. Right. I don't expect to hunt that. I think the biggest deer I've got on camera right now is like 115. But you kill two of those, and then Thor kills two of them, and Josh kills giants every freaking year. So I mean, it's one of those things like, and I did kind of touch on a little bit. I had a buddy of mine who we were talking about the league the other night, and we were kind of discussing like my team's already been locked in. Andy, who I don't know if you guys know who that is, Andy Freeman, he is now in a team recently. Like I think they put it out yesterday. We were discussing it in the group chat, and another buddy of ours was like, well, I'm not going in that. And I'm like, why? Like, because you don't think you're going to kill a big enough deer? You don't have to kill 1,000-inch deer to win. Like, it doesn't matter. It's all about fun. It's about like getting people together, a bunch of hunters coming together and having a contest. And if you don't win, okay, cool.
Yeah.
If you do win, fantastic. So that I just had to get that out. It really bothered me when we had that argument because I'm like, dude, you just don't get it. So don't waste your time, I guess.
Dude,
you really got into it. Sounds like what
that whole
yeah,
thing you were saying right there. That whole thing you were saying, you were like, I tried to talk. We argued about it. We talked back and forth. He's like, dude, don't worry about it. We don't need you. And like that is literally what I tell folks when we're at these shows and stuff. Brad's seen me. Like I don't know if Cam saw it because we had a bunch of people coming by the booths and stuff at Iowa. Like, I'll tell them like, hey, like I'll say, hey, do you guys bow hunt? Nah, like I just gun hunt or I crossbow. Never mind, I can't help you. And they're like, what? Like, I'm like, no, I can't help you, dude. Like, and then or it'll be something along the lines of like, like they're just, I hear the most ridiculous things now, and I'll just say, you're probably right. It would be a waste of your time, and just go on. And it's better for them. They don't waste their time with us either,
Yeah. Well, and you, Eric, you touched on it a lot of us, I don't think got into this to win it or kill the biggest deer, but more of the camaraderie side of things. And even with me, I think 2020 was my first year joining the league. And what I was noticing in the hunting world, you have a lot of internal battles. You've got like the saddle versus the climber versus lock-on guys. You've got the crossbow versus compound versus traditional. It's all of us versus each other in a world where the guys that are non-hunters are versus the hunters. And I know in my area, it was like my passion for archery seemed to be so much higher than anybody else around me. And I had a friend that had been competing, and he's like, dude, you need to just get into this group, check it out. All these guys, they live and breathe bow hunting. They talk the language. And he's like, the coolest part is that they're all the friendliest people you can ever meet. You can post something in the group and they're going to help you out, talk you up, all that. So that was kind of my introduction into it. And that is, if I was to leave any tidbit of advice for anybody listening to this, that if you have any reason to even get into the Facebook page, sign up if you're there, but get into it for the conversations, get into it for the like-minded people that are going to lift you up whenever there's tons of other groups per se out there that you may post in, or that they're going to derogate what you're doing or the deer you kill or how you do things. That was really the start of, and if we're good, Brad, I'll jump kind of right into where I've been going with things. And I'll, before I open my mouth too much, I'll look at Ben for the agreements to say some things, but flash forward,
hey, I ain't your daddy. You can say whatever you want, man.
So 2020, 2021 happens. I was working with actually a couple different groups. I've done sales and marketing for O'Reilly for over 10 years now, and for their independent side, and helped grow tons of small independent business owners through the magical works of social media and just customer service. And so I started working with some other hunting groups, and that's how I actually met Ben. I was running another deer contest that was not as cool as the Bow Hunting League. You could use guns, you could use whatever, and it wasn't 100% what I like, but it's hard to find. It's hard to find 10 guys that want to compete in a bow hunting contest, let alone 3,000 guys.
Mhm.
So we let everybody in. Ben stepped up. He actually sponsored our hunting group, which was crazy for what we saw at the time. He signed up. Justin Miller, Chad Hepner, all these guys that are like major killers sign up for this thing. And what was the coolest part of it was all Bow Hunting League guys won our entire deal. I bought Ben a new gun for killing the biggest deer. Justin and Chad, they won gifts for killing 23 doe. Ben Allen from Kansas, he was the second biggest deer, sent him some Tacticams and stuff. But it was all Bow Hunting League guys that won. And I actually went out to meet Ben because of that. And that brought us into today. And so we started kind of connecting on a lot of the stuff I do with media, and where I thought things were incredible with the league, and then where I thought we could grow and get it to the next level. And one of the big things that I've been working on for this year is just like Ben's talked about a lot to this point, is really elevating the people that help make this possible, the sponsors. And then also, if you really step back and think about it, who's making it possible? You, the guys that are signing up and shooting the deer and then taking the picture and posting them. And so we're going to start doing something here next month that I think we're going to kind of break the industry with, on sharing everyday average guy stories on, and not in the podcast style. We've where I'm sitting now is actually a filming studio with a giant green screen behind me. And we're going to do basically league updates. We're going to have live scoreboards running behind me. We're going to be sharing deer killed across the country. If they filmed it, we're going to be sharing snippets of the film, interviewing those guys just in short form format. And then also taking that opportunity while we're doing that to throw in sponsor stuff that's going on, or new products, or just what products were you using? Kind of like Ben talked about. If you want a chance to win double the prizes, take a picture when you're taking your hero shot. If you got a Bow Hunting League hat on, or if you got a Bow Hunting League shirt, or if you have your HHA sight on your bow laid on the deer, you've just doubled your chance at winning, just for doing the things you're going to already do and take the picture, but supporting one of our sponsors. So I think the sky is the ceiling for what we have coming. Ben and I have kind of talked about it as a reset year, and it is year 10. It's a big milestone year for Bow Hunting League, but it's year 1 on where we're about to go. We're going to take this thing to the next level. And I would still like to ask anybody that's out there listening, name me any other contest where it takes you 2 minutes to sign up. It don't affect your bank account in one of the tightest years that, America's seen. And you have the chance at winning all kinds of stuff. And you're going to get a free prize just for doing what you do every year anyway, when it comes to shooting deer.
Man, y'all got me so hyped up. I'm almost speechless, honestly. Like, just what I'm hearing, man. I'm so happy you guys came on. Yeah, I mean, I'm with it. I think that idea is awesome, to have people that come on and talk about their deer. So I mean, if y'all ever need a guy, if someone cancels, just give me a call. But especially after this year, man, the way it's looking. But no, all joking aside, man, I just, I really, really like what you guys are doing. And in a space that, because like you were saying, there's other groups, there's other Facebook groups, and I'll go in there and see, like, perfect example, Thor. Okay. He killed a spike, or a little, probably 1-year-old or whatever, a couple years back, posted up. He's super hyped. And all I'm seeing under that is negative stuff. And I'm just like, what the heck, dude? Like, I know that's not where the community's at. There's no way. And, I feel like the Bow Hunting League is the exact opposite. If someone posted up, it's like, hey, first time hunting this area, saw a deer, I killed it. There'd be people on there like, dude, awesome deer, congrats. But I don't know. I mean, I'm honestly a little speechless after hearing all that. I'm so excited, dude. So you guys have done like y'all have been on working class, right? I think.
Yep, we've been on there a couple times. Those are some most down to earth folks you're ever going to meet. Literally, what you hear is how they are. I mean, that's they're just recording themselves having regular conversations, just like when you're sitting around the campfire or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we've been on a couple times. They're in the contest every year. We started 3 years ago. We had several podcasts that were creating teams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, hey, let's do a little prize for the little put not necessarily pitting the podcasts against each other, but just like, hey, something these guys are getting involved in. Podcasts were really just getting going at that point in time, and so we track what podcast has the best finish for the team competition. Team Illinois WCB. That's Kurt, Ross, and Austin. They won the first 2 years, and then Eric, Doug, and Lee won last year as Iowa WCB. And again, fair chase. These guys are like, a lot of times, like when when you've got a following, or and they're 100% influencers now. I mean, they've been influencers for years, but you get an expectation like, oh, that there should be doing that, right? Guys, y'all wouldn't believe how many times Doug and Eric are hunting public land, and freaking Austin is hunting farms that he owns. Like, he is going out and buying, wheeling and dealing and grinding it. Ross barely gets to hunt because he's working all the time during season. Kurt, is literally, him and Eric started, the podcast all on their own. It's 100% self-made. They didn't come from any money. I'm saying, regular dudes, and they're going out and Kurt, Doug, and Eric all had the best season as far as like size of deer inches. They all killed their new number ones last year.
Yep.
And
last year was crazy for those guys.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's cool to see that. And but you just literally ask, this is me. You ask a very simple yes or no question, and then I go on a little
makes my
thing.
job easier, man.
Yeah, but that's how I am.
I was just curious because I know those guys are always, I've gotten to know Kurt pretty well, and I know they're always on big deer. And, it's like I said earlier, seeing friends of mine that are in other teams, that are in other podcasts or whatever. I know y'all did the in-season podcast recently. I don't even know what Mike is on. I know Mike is in a good area, and he's got a lot of places to go. But seeing that is like what I feel like is an integral part of the league, is it drives other people who have that same drive like I do to go after a bigger deer and actually put in the work, rather than being like the stereotypical, whitetail hunter that's, eating little Debbie's and sitting over a corn pile. Now I do bait, don't get me wrong, but I don't take little Debbie's in the stand. They're too loud. But I've been trying to figure out a way to do it. Anyway, that's totally neither here nor there. One thing I was curious about though, like, and I don't know which one of y'all could tell me, mule deer, are they still involved in the deer contest? Because I want to say it might have been on working class when I heard this, but don't you guys have to do like some sort of size deduction or something to have them be sort of comparable to a whitetail? Because muleys are obviously most of the time bigger, right? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, they it's still 20 points, Ben. So they are deducted 20 points, which falls in line with like the Pope and Young type classifications.
Okay.
And then Coos deer are another thing. They add on, I believe it's 30 points. something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. I have to look at the rules, but yeah, and it's just it goes based off the Pope and Young minimums for typical. I think a Pope and Young minimum typical coos is 85 inches, so I think it's plus 40 on coos, and then it's 145 typical minimum for mule deer, so it's minus 20 there. And we do the same. We do another adjustment for blacktail. But yeah, any of the deer subspecies, yeah, they're all anything North America, any North American game. We don't we cut Mexico out just because we do allow Canada, but we cut Mexico out because it is literally the Wild West down there. They're freaking raising pin deer, dropping them in these ranches, 10,000 acres, sure, but they're dropping them in these pen, and like it's a mess. Like it really is a mess. So we just got rid of Mexico. It's just we didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean that's that obviously would kind of make it a little bit unfair for the guys who could go there. I was just curious because I'm planning on going, hunting muleys or maybe blacktails in the next few years. So, I wanted to know like what to expect if I'm successful. But yeah, dude, I mean that's one thing about y'all that I really, and I know I keep on like giving y'all praise, right? But I think so highly of y'all that I have to keep doing it, right? Because to have everybody included, like there's some people who hunt in states that don't have whitetails, and if they want to get involved, obviously there has to be something done there. There was one other thing I wanted to ask you guys. Now I'm drawing a blank. Damn it. Crossbows. Will there ever be a crossbow hunting league? I was expecting that. What? Okay. What about this? And I'm kind of just spitting ideas at y'all now, right? Could there ever be like a king of spikes category, like someone who shoots like the biggest spike? Because I know Lee Ellis killed one last year that was like a giant spike. I've never seen one that big, and I'm sure there's other ones out there. Is that something that maybe like one year y'all be like, all right, look, don't go out there killing 1-year-old deer, but if you've got an 8, 9, 10-year-old buck that's got a 12-inch spike, I know it's kind of rare, but is that something that might eventually turn into a thing?
I mean, like I'm envisioning old buck cow horn kind of thing.
Yep.
I mean, I bet you all of us have a deer within 2 miles of us that looks like that. One really good side and then one long thing.
Yeah. I've had a few.
Maybe cow, well, I don't know. I hate cow horn term, but like that's what people use. But longest single antlered
beam, I guess.
deer. Yeah.
Single beam, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And longest single beam, no trash or nothing, just, whatever. I don't know. Like it's an idea. I mean, the thing is like we try to like I would love to do something like that, right? But it just makes things just get real weird. Like, like you gotta get it's like just like you said earlier, you're familiar with Osio gear. You know Joe, you work with them, and you know they came on board last year. Like it was hard enough for me to communicate that Osio was our camo sponsor, right?
Yeah.
So like I try to like what we do, try to trim stuff up and make things super easy to participate in. Because realistically, you're only getting somebody's attention for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've got to like communicate it like doe patrol. Guess what? And it's happening. Like, I don't care if Brad doesn't even want to do it. The lead, there's going to be a prize for the leader for each state. And it's super easy for us to implement that. But that's what I'm saying is everybody understands what I'm saying now. Like anybody that hears that understands. Yeah. What?
Can you get Justin to move to another state?
I
I
mean,
feel like it's already
so-
over. I give up.
so when
Matt
you
beat
say
me out a
that,
couple years ago, and now Justin's going to beat me out again this year. It's just not. It's
so
not fair.
when you say that though, I know good and well that he will be in a bunch of states this year.
Mhm.
He killed birds and killed turkeys in like 11 different states
Yeah.
or 10 different
Insane
states this
amount.
year with his bow.
Jeez.
Oh my God. Like he's one of those guys, and that's what I'm saying. There's so many interesting guys in this group. That all they do whatever they got to do throughout the season to get for throughout the year to get to deer season or get to turkey season. And then when they get there, that's their time to shine. They've got all their stuff together to get there. But yeah, no, but he will. Hey, Brad, he'll be in a bunch of states. Don't worry about that.
That's all I'm hoping for. I'm hoping he'll be off and I'll be here, and then maybe we can make it
There's
work.
a chance.
Just shoot every doe you see, Brad, and you'll win.
Even if it's got spots.
Yep.
Just
Every single doe. Shoot every
Get it
single
done,
doe
yeah.
you see.
I have to do something. Holy cow!
Please
you'll
do
be all
that. Please do that.
right.
Shoot what?
So-
Shoot a doe with spots.
Shoot every single doe you
Yeah.
see.
It makes it easier
You
to
can do
hunt.
it in
Like, look,
Tennessee.
honestly, there are very few times. I mean, you can attest. There are very few times where I'm gonna let a doe walk. I'm a very opportunistic when
I'm
it
very
comes to
bad
doe
about
season.
that.
But I can tell you, last year I attempted that whole 10 up, 10 down deal, and I shot at every deer that came in front of me. I didn't hit every deer that came in front of me, but I shot at a whole pile of them.
Oh,
And
man.
I shot some little doe that I would not have shot in other years, trying to achieve my goal there. And I guess if I got to try and beat Justin, I'm gonna have to do it again this year.
Hey, ain't no shame in the game, dude. The last deer I shot on January like 13th or 10th or something like that, I thought was a mature doe because I was only in stand for 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And I'm swaying up in the tree. I'm on top of this ridge and I'm scared of heights, right? So it took me long enough to get over climbing up a tree, not only 400 foot
Right.
down, I'm swaying back and forth. And I see this doe come up behind me and I smack her and, she dies 60 yards or whatever. And I'm amped up. I'm thinking she's big and all this other stuff. I walk up, I carried her out by both hooves.
Yeah.
She was little, like no bigger than my pit bull. And I'm like, well,
I did that off the ground last year. I was walking into a spot I'd never been in before, and I jumped two doe out of this creek bed. They like ran up the hill and got up on the ridge, and I slowly poked myself up. And as I come up over the ridge, three doe were coming back at me. I can only assume there was one I didn't see, but they were coming back at me down the ridge. And the first one walked out, and as I shot, she slipped her head back and ended up shooting her right in the side of the head. Like she went back to lick herself. I ended up getting her in the side of the head, and then the other one the big one ran off, and I was like, okay, whatever. Well, the other one hung out with the other one, and she ended up slipping in. I shot her at 10 yards on the ground, just as I'm sitting, and I got down, and I called my brother to help me drag everything out, and he found the little one first, and he's like, you brought me all the way out here to help you drag this deer. He was so mad, but yeah, we literally just like picked her up and walked out.
Dude.
It just happens sometimes. She looked huge on the ground, though. I tell you what,
Yeah.
it was great.
I mean, I thought I was going to be like Cam Haines with that thing on my shoulders, just walking out like, yeah, I'm a badass. Don't worry about how big it is, but I'm carrying it out. Like, that's funny, man. Well, look, dude, I appreciate you guys coming on. But before we wrap this up, I want to hear how people can sign up and how people can find you and maybe what a few of the prizes are for, I guess, like, I know King of Tines. I know, which if I say it wrong, I'm sorry. But if that's not the same as what team wins, basically what the prizes are that people can be like, all right, that's what I'm looking forward to. Whoever wants to go.
Ben, you can do prizes. Sign up, bowhuntingleague.com. If you can't figure out how to type that into a scroll bar, just go to Facebook and go to Bowhunting League and click in the featured, and there's videos in there of how to sign up. Our YouTube channel, Bowhunting League, has a how-to video that walks you straight through everything on your phone, how to get to the website, where to click, what you need to fill out on it. We've got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Am I missing anything, Ben? Bowhunting League on all of it. Bowhuntingleague.com to get signed up. And you have until the last day of August. So time is ticking. I know people are getting, you got deer on your mind. Everybody's ready to hunt. August gets through, August flies through. So don't don't just expect make time for it. It takes less than 5 minutes. And I guess the last little plug on there is if you are struggling to find a teammate, I commented on some posts today. Go into the featured post on Bowhunting League on the Facebook. Go to featured. The 5th post down, there is a post been made that says looking for a team or I want to play. How do I play? Click in the comments. There's 60 plus comments of people looking for a third or a second guy to get into the league. So there you go.
Perfect. Ben?
Brad, say a little piece before I send us off with all the prizes because I got a list in my head.
Man, I don't know. I could tell you the contest, but necessarily the prizes, that's above my scale. I don't know, man. But like you were saying earlier, there's King of Tines. There is the deer contest itself with unlimited upgrades, best 3 deer you got. King of Tines is the best $5 of the season. There's the Doe Patrol. Sounds like there's an individual state Doe Patrol based off the conversation we just had. And then each one of them has respective prizes. And then Ben is putting together, I believe we're still doing the participation trophy thing, which is basically going to be an outfitted
I
bow.
modified that. I modified it some. I'll elaborate, but go ahead. Keep doing your thing.
Oh, look. So Ben was going to put together a whole package, like basically one of everything from all the sponsors. And if you'd shot a buck, you were going to be entered in that. Free T-shirt with every buck. Last year we did a top 100 thing. I'm not sure with the free T-shirt how that's going to go. Ben says no. See, he's the man with the plan. I don't know how he's trying to come up with all this stuff on the fly.
Good work, Brad. Thanks for playing. So all right. So yeah, we made some changes. I'm not going to talk about the past, and let's talk about the present. So, all right. You show up, you sign up before August 31st, 3-man teams. Okay. 100% free. Find 2 buddies. Don't have 2 buddies. Go find people in the group. There's people wanting to sign up. Things get very busy. Don't run out of time. Okay. Cause that at midnight, at 12 a.m., on the 1st of September, that the signups are over. Okay. We shut it down because we make everybody lock in for the season. Okay. Prizes. Here we go. Let's start off with the top 10. That's the easiest part to remember. It's top 3 deer, a top deer per guy for the 3-man teams. Okay. We have a top 10. That's our biggest prizes, right? Top 10. That's fine. Very few, realistically, probably only 15, 20% of the teams that sign up have any chance at that. You have to have an epic freaking year, and the deer have to, they have to live around you first off. Secondly, you have to connect with them. It's very hard for 3 hunters to kill 3 big deer. It's very, very hard. Moving on from that, if you enter, so Brad mentioned the top 100 teams. I got rid of that this year because what I saw happen with the prizes, and y'all have to ring me back if I get too far in the rabbit hole. The excitement had waned. It was kind of lackluster, and we had a lot of people participate in the top 100 team prizes. However, and got their prizes. However, the excitement had wore off. It was March. Nobody's thinking about really deer hunting. People are looking for sheds, blah, blah, blah. A lot of guys are starting to fish. Some people are really cold if they're up in the north. So what we decided to do this year is, so everybody that enters a buck, regardless of when you kill it, is going to get an opportunity to get a free shirt off the website. Okay, it's the free deer contest shirt. It's 10th annual deer contest. Biggest. We're trying to make a big deal about 10 years. I mean, it's amazing. 10 years. If that's all you get to participate in, that's great. Because you know what happens? Your name gets put onto a list. Okay. at the end of the season, I'm solidifying this. It's pretty much a done deal. If it doesn't happen for some reason, that'd be really a huge surprise. I'm not going to say what prize it is, but I guarantee you it's one of the largest prizes with the smallest pool. Okay. Because, people do these sign up giveaways. There are 10, 15, 20, 35, 50,000 people in it. A lot of times they have to pay to get involved in it, whatever. You got all these things, these weird raffles and all these things. This isn't it. Our largest prize to give away will be given away this year at the end of the contest for everybody participated. However, circling back to Christmas, we want to give guys the opportunity to have a great Christmas. Okay. Most of the people participating in our contest are adults. About 15% are women. Okay. Which is cool. It's great. We have huge growing female competitors. What I'm getting at though, Christmas week. Okay. Typically we see the contest really just dive. I mean, like participation goes way down. The rut in the Midwest is over by over a month, right? Participation's down. A lot of guys ain't bow hunting anymore. That's fine, but I want to capture the last of the biggest push, the very tail end of the bell curve. Everybody that participated in the part of the contest, and it's Christmas week, right? Lines up nice with gifts. Everybody that entered is going to get their name thrown in a hat for a prize from all of our sponsors. Okay, so that's HHA, that's Reveal by Tacticam, that's Osseo Gear, Zinger Fletch's Canadieros, Osseo Gear. I already said that. Out on a Limb Manufacturing, Backwoods Mobile Gear, um, Monster Mill.
Monster Meal.
Yeah. If I miss somebody, I apologize. I didn't mean to. And we're adding more as we go. All right. But what happens is you're going to get a unique opportunity when you submit your deer, and all this happens, and everything is encompassed with the submission of your deer. So, like, don't stress about how you participate or anything. Kill your deer, and then when you're going through the form, it'll give you opportunities to insert additional photos, and we're going to call that gear with your deer. Is that what we're calling it, Cam?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Gear with your deer. You're
Yeah.
good.
Gear with your deer, and it's just there for guys that are already using the products, right? Or maybe start using whatever. I don't want to put pressure on somebody to buy something to participate in something, but what it does is if they are drawn for that winner, so they don't have to buy anything to win an HHA. Let's just use HHA as an example. We draw a winner Christmas week. Somebody wins them a $400 sight from HHA. Huge upgrade on their system, probably, right? And or if they were already using HHA and they had to insert a photo with their entry of their HHA site, they just won 2 of them. Okay. So they can keep both of them, give one to a friend, give one to their wife, put one on their kid's bow, sell one of them. I don't care what they do with it. They're getting rewarded for already supporting the sponsor. Okay. Again, free. It didn't cost them anything to get this. So there's that. Top buck per state. Another pocket. United States of Bow Hunting is what we're calling it, just because there's so many small businesses that support us. So United States of Bow Hunting, top bucks per state. They win Zinger Fletches. Okay. Right off the bat. Zinger Fletches sponsors all the states, which is awesome. Then there are opportunities for pro shops. We have several already that have lockdown states. Pro shops are the exclusive pro shop sponsor for that said state. What they do is they win a brand new bow from that state, from that pro shop for that state. Again, free, free, free. They didn't have to do anything but sign up, kill the deer that they were trying to kill anyway, enter him, and guess what? They end up winning. A lot of times the guys didn't even know they were leading. You know what I'm saying? They just participated in it. They didn't follow it a bunch. They just participate, right? You don't have to pay attention. We're going to notify you. We're going to take care of it. When a 15, how much are bows now? I mean, like 1,200, 1,500. I don't know. Like they're expensive. So there's that. What's next? By the way, if it's a pro shop, or if you guys go to a pro shop, who doesn't go to pro shops for one thing or another, right? Pro shops are literally the lifeblood of archery. Like you
Mm-hmm.
like most guys have to go to the pro shop. Like, I mean, that's just how it is. Pro shop that you go to regularly, bring them in. Hey, it's an opportunity for them. All that we ask is that they donate a bow. They can even find somebody to partner up with and split the cost of the bow, or ask their rep if they will help them with the price. I mean, there's so many things there. So top buck per state, there it is. King of tines, okay, because those things are things most guys can participate in with one deer. King of tines. It's a very niche group, okay, very nichey part of the contest. It's the top five, your top $5 for the year. A lot of guys don't have $5 tags, right? But it's your $5 for the year. So a lot of guys travel, seeing a lot of similar names, getting that's fine. It's like a little nichey thing. Kaufman Outdoors, all-wheel drive max, e-bike, 33,000 something dollar e-bike. It's a very nice e-bike, all-wheel drive, very powerful e-bike, is going to the King of Tons winner this year. Again, they didn't pay anything to get in the contest. I mean, they're going to win an amazing e-bike. What is next? Okay, Doe Patrol. We just talked about Doe Patrol. So Doe Patrol, top team is going to win a prize, right? I can tell you this team will be in. I already know one team that'll be in the top 3. And I'd be very surprised if anybody gets within 15 does of them. I mean, they're obsessed with shooting does, and the thing is they do it in a very responsible, methodical way, not just going, because you really, like, they would kill out their farm every year. Like they wouldn't be leading every year, but they're very responsible and very ethical when it comes to it. But they love doing it and they get it done, and it's amazing to watch. But the Doe Patrol this year, we're going to do a leader for each state. So that's going to get super interesting, especially with some states that don't have really high deer populations.
Yeah.
So you probably like New Mexico, like you got a winner or like 5 tied with 1. So I have to do like a drawing for that prize or whatever. Make sure I put that little asterisk in there. If there's a tie, there will be a drawing for that winner. But again, we're going to do, we always are trying to do a better job, with everything, with communication. But there will be lists out there with all the prizes on them, ways to participate. But the only thing you have to worry about is getting signed up for August 31st. Again, it's not going to cost you anything. Just jump in there. If it's your first year, you don't know what you're doing, or if your buddies are going to hunt very hard or anything, just sign them up.
Mm-hmm.
Say, hey, I'm signing us up for this thing. You may end up hating each other by the end of the season. That's fine. Just sign up. And then, this is the very last thing I want to say about it. So, no matter where you're at, okay, let's say you've had the ideas of it must be nice, right? Like you see a guy with a giant buck, that's something that's said about working class all the time. Like, it must be nice. They get that shit a lot. Must be nice. Must be nice. But let's say you look at that, envy, jealousy, whatever it is, or just maybe you have the aspirations. Maybe you mean it candidly. Must be nice. I'll have the aspirations of hunting the Midwest or hunting a different state, going traveling and hunting, just seeing different trees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't devalue what you already have. Okay. Everybody always has something to offer. And it would blow your mind on if you're around other hardcore bow hunters, you don't have to um, um, cater. Your situation doesn't have to cater to everyone. You just need to have an open mind and like team up with some random guys, some random states, and the next thing you know, you're an Alabama boy hunting or a Georgia boy hunting in Minnesota, right? Um, Splitting Airbnb or hotel or can't stay in a camp or campground, whatever you're doing. You're up there hunting in Minnesota with in a place that you would have never ever got the chance to. Just even though like most of us have the ability to travel and go up there and do that, but it is literally a pipe dream if you don't have a plan. And you can, and then the next spring they're down here hunting turkeys with you or something, or y'all going deep sea fishing, or you're noodling catfish, or whatever the scenario is. You always don't devalue yourself. Don't think I have nothing to offer, because you do. There are people that want to go experience things, and you won't ever meet the right friends and network with the right friends if you stay in your pocket and stay in your comfort zone and say must be nice. So I just say that like Southeastern guys, I grew up, cut my teeth in bow hunting in one of the most poorly managed states that there is in the U.S. for deer hunting. Over 2 months of gun season, pre-rut all the way through the rut, through Thanksgiving, Christmas, just unrelentless gun hunting, right? A lot of southern states are like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I started this with the intention of being around and helping, being around my friends and us keeping each other motivated. And look where it's gone. So saying that, before when I started this, the biggest deer I'd ever killed when I started this was like 118 inches. Okay. I've killed my top 5 in the last 5 years. And its top is 183 and bottom is 143. So like what I'm saying is, and 183, and I don't like doing this shit, but I'm just gonna tell you guys, I'm already talking about it. 183 is Tennessee last year. 162 is Indiana, because I moved up here 10 years ago. Then 149 Tennessee, 148 Tennessee, 143 Iowa. That Iowa buck was the first buck I'd ever killed in trading a hunt in the Bowhunting League. And I still have to trade hunts and sleep on people's couches, and then they stay at my house. Lots of hunts traded in the league, but over like I'd say 5 out of the 7 states I'll hunt this year is a traded hunt networked thing. So that's the only way I can do that. I can't afford to go all these outfitters. But anyway, I'm done talking about that. Have an open mind. If you enjoy bow hunting and you want a free shirt, sign up.
What a way to end it, man. That was perfect. No, that's awesome, man. Yeah, like I said, I'm really excited to see what deer go down this year. And you guys are really y'all are doing the Lord's work, bringing bow hunters together. So I want to thank you guys for coming on. Maybe next year we can do another kind of updates, whatever changes. I'm sure I know we're probably going to do this again before then. I don't think I could wait another year to get this hyped up for deer season, especially during off season when all I'm seeing is little nubs on these bucks. But yeah, man,
We'll have to do
like
an
I
update
said,
when you enter your buck.
do what?
I said we'll have to do an update whenever you guys enter your bucks this year.
Man, I'm telling you, if I can keep this deer acting like a trained dog, it'll be 7 weeks and he'll be on the ground. I mean, it's amazing what this herd of deer, not even just this one deer, but this I show up, I think I may have said it earlier. I show up, they hear my truck, I put feet out, they're back in 30 minutes. I mean, I had a doe
That's
and a
awesome.
fawn 20 yards from me and my daughter 2 weeks ago. Never ran off. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm not going to say it's for sure going to happen, but the odds are looking pretty good. So I will definitely be blowing y'all up with that. So,
We're
Awesome.
rooting for you. You know that.
oh yeah. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Well, look, just send me anything you guys want me to promote. I usually drop these. I used to drop them on Mondays. Now I drop them on Tuesdays. If y'all have any photos you want to send to me for like promo reels, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, y'all have my emails. I can get Brad to give y'all my number, and then just send me whatever you want, and I'll throw something together throughout this week.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Awesome. Sounds
Thanks.
good, guys. Well, I appreciate it. I want to say thank you for listening to this episode of Southeastern Bowhunter Podcast. If you don't mind, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Give us a like and review. Make sure to subscribe and all of that. And, I have to give the thanks to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. None of this would be possible without him. And, I just want to remind you of that. So I'm looking forward to this next episode. I hope you guys are too. And thank you again.